Hello students, I welcome you all for the online session on Corporate Accounting subject of 3rd semester BCom, Bengaluru City University. The chapter is Valuation of Goodwill and Shares, and in the previous sessions I have discussed the various methods of valuation of shares, that is intrinsic value of shares method and yield method. We also explained how to work out the problems on intrinsic value of shares and yield method. The objective of this chapter is to enable the students to understand the various methods of valuation of goodwill and shares. And the learning outcome of this session is that the student can understand the method of valuation of shares under various methods. Now in this session, we will discuss some problems on valuation of shares under intrinsic value method and yield method. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. Now let us begin this class with an illustration. Following are the particulars of Amrita Limited. The details given are equity shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 4 lakhs, 5% debentures 1 lakh, current liabilities 1,30,000, current assets 2 lakhs, fixed assets 5,50,000, goodwill 50,000. The profits for the last 3 years were 51,600, 52,000 and 51,650 respectively. 20% is transferred to reserves and the normal rate of return is 10%. Compute the value of shares under net assets method and yield method. So in the first method, that is net assets method, we have to ascertain the value of share, for which first we need to ascertain the net assets available for equity shareholders. For that we have to take the market value of assets first. So ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು market value of assets ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ goodwill, fixed assets, current assets ಮೂರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. From that we have to deduct the total liabilities due to outsiders. In this problem, the total liabilities due to outsiders are 5% debentures and current liabilities. Then the resulting balance we have to treat it as the net assets available for equity shareholders. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ನೆಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. From that we can ascertain the intrinsic value of share, that is net assets available for equity shareholders divided by total number of equity shares. So ನಮಗೆ equity shares ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 lakhs capital ಇದೆ divided by 10 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ 40,000 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು equity shares number of shares ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Then in the second method, under yield method, in the first step we have to calculate the average profits. So here profits for the last 3 years are given in the problem, therefore ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು first average ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ last 3 years profits divided by 3 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ average profit ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. In the next step we have to calculate the net profits available for dividends to equity shareholders. First we have to commence with the average profits of the company. From that we have to deduct transfer to reserves. The balancing figure can be treated as the net profits available for dividends to equity shareholders. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Then in the third step we have to ascertain the capitalized profits. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. And in the last step we can ascertain the market value of share. So ಆಗಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ in net assets method, for the calculation of intrinsic value per share, first we need to ascertain the net value of assets available for equity shareholders. In that, first we have to take the market value of assets, and that includes fixed assets 5,50,000, current assets 2 lakhs and goodwill 50,000. Total 8 lakhs ಬರುತ್ತೆ. From that we have to deduct total liabilities due to outsiders, that includes 5% debentures and current liabilities. Debentures 1 lakh ಇದೆ, current liabilities 1,30,000 ಇದೆ, total 2,30,000. So 8 lakhs minus 2 lakh 30,000, 5 lakh 70,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So that can be treated as net value of assets available for equity shareholder. With this we can compute the intrinsic value of equity shares, and the formula for the calculation of that is net value of assets available for equity shares divided by number of equity shares. So net value of assets as per step 1 5,70,000 divided by total number of equity shares. So ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ share capital divided by face value of share ನಮಗೆ number of shares ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So the number of shares are 40,000. 5,70,000 divided by 40,000. The intrinsic value of equity share is 14 rupees 25 paise per share. Then we'll move on to the second method, yield method. So here first we have to calculate the adjusted annual profits, and the formula is total profits divided by total number of years. So profits for the last 3 years 51,600, 52,000 and 51,650 divided by 3 years. So the average profit comes to 51,750. In the next step we have to calculate the profits available for dividends to equity shareholders. So it starts with the average profits of the company, that is 51,750. From that, transfer to general reserves are to be made at the rate of 20%, that comes to 10,350, and the balancing amount of rupees 41,400 can be treated as profits available for equity dividend. Then in the next step we have to calculate the capitalized profits, and the formula is profits available for equity shareholders divided by normal rate of return multiplied by 100, that is 41,400 divided by 10 multiplied by 100, that comes to 4,14,000. Then in the last step we can calculate the market value per share by using the equation capitalized profits divided by number of equity shares. Capitalized profits are 4,14,000 divided by number of equity shares 40,000. Therefore the market value per share will be 10 rupees 35 paise per share. Thank you.